What a complete shambles. What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So it was an absolute shocking day at the office, and we basically lost 2-1 to Watford. I'm not going to mince my words and beat around the bush about this one. Basically, it was an absolute shocking performance from the whole team. We obviously scored the goal first. We took the lead. This was through Per Mertesacker's first goal since December 2013. And this was obviously his first start for 18 months in the league. When he scored, obviously, I was thinking great start from Captain Per. He is leading from the front. He's leading by example, scoring a goal from the corner from Granit Xhaka. It was a good cross from Xhaka to meet the head of Per Mertesacker. It was a complete mismatch. Cleverley was marking Per Mertesacker on that occasion, and he rose above him, and he obviously scored the goal. So this, I think, was roughly about 6 minutes before the closing off of the first half. During the first half, we were obviously able to deal and handle the threat that Watford were posing. They obviously weren't as revved up as they were in the first half as they were in the second half, and as they came out in the second half, we were completely a different team. They were a completely different team. So during my preview, I did mention that this game had the potential to be a difficult game, and it proved so for us. So again, as I said, in the first half, we looked absolutely fine. We were ready to deal with whatever threat Watford were posing. They were quick to break, and on each occasion, we were dealing with the whole situation. They did have a few good chances in the first half, obviously, which we were able to deal with, but coming to the second half, they were a completely different team, as mentioned, and basically they started off on the front foot. I was impressed with their player Richarlison, and he was absolutely outstanding today. There is a question mark on the penalty that he actually won for his team. I personally think it wasn't a penalty. If it was a very, very soft penalty. Hector Bellerin was literally running toe-to-toe with the man, and he obviously stuck his foot out. But from some angles, it looks as if he actually beat Bellerin to the ball. This was Richarlison, and Bellerin obviously stuck his leg out, and it's a bit too late, and obviously the penalty was awarded. At that point, when the penalty was awarded itself, Watford had not had a shot on target. So when they scored the penalty, that was their first shot on target during the whole game, which means and actually demonstrates the fact that we did manage to deal with any threat that they were posing during the first half and early on into the second half, as well as the fact that when Deeney came on, the game completely changed for us. He was bullying Per Mertesacker. I'm sorry to say this, but he was absolutely bullying the life out of him. He couldn't deal with him. Every time he touched the ball, the crowd was going absolutely mental, and if you're playing at home, that obviously helps a lot, and it obviously spurred Watford on to actually end up getting a result at the end of the game. So talking about Deeney, he did make some statements after the game. These statements, when particularly friendly, you can call it a bit of banter, but in particular, he took an aim at Hector Bellerin, and he actually said that his hair was in the way, so he couldn't obviously see what he was doing. This was off the back of Arsene Wenger's comments after the game, which stated that he believes that if the penalty wasn't awarded, we would have actually stayed in the game and won the game itself, but I don't believe that would have been the case. Watford obviously ended up having 11 shots on target. In particular, towards the last 10-15 minutes of the game, they were piling on the pressure, and it was an absolutely shocking performance from the team overall. In the second half itself, we obviously saw Ozil come in. He missed a fantastic chance. I don't believe Danny Welbeck should have started. He wasn't ready, in my opinion. Yes, he was chasing things down. He was closing things down, but I don't believe he should have started the game, as well as the fact that he ended up taking Lacazette off, and that was a decision that I didn't particularly agree with, purely because during the first half, Lacazette was the one who was making things happen. He was getting a lot of fouls out of the Watford players, and he was just basically making the team tick up front and moving the team and driving the team forward, and Arsene Wenger decided to take him off in place for Olivier Giroud, who had an absolute nightmare as soon as he came on. The Watford players were on him. There was on multiple occasions I was actually observing Giroud and how he was doing, and each time he got to the ball, he was miscontrolling it purely because there was someone behind him instantly, one or two people at a time. So he didn't actually come on and make an impact we would have liked. Of course, we do now know him as our super sub, but on this occasion it didn't work. So obviously we ended up conceding the second goal, and the pressure was incredible. Watford had taken at least about 3 shots at our goal, and the fourth one at that point ended up going in, and eventually it was the 92nd minute. I knew we were going to lose this game at this particular point, and I basically resigned to getting 0 points for this game. So how do we move forward? We've obviously got a Europa League game on Thursday, which is going to be a far away trip for us yet again, and we come back on Sunday to play Everton. But the good thing about this is Everton obviously are playing tomorrow, which will be on Sunday, but they are literally just above the relegation zone after 7 games. So hopefully they will lose again tomorrow, and they will basically pick up where they've left off when we do face them on the Sunday and continue the bad form. So just touching on a couple of players that we were missing today. We obviously didn't see Aaron Ramsey's start. I believe we definitely missed him in the middle of the park. And there was that odd time, and it was a very odd situation in the last 10 minutes or so. It looked as if Arsene Wenger was going to bring Jack Wilshere on, but he obviously changed his mind. I didn't really get that in the end. And another individual we definitely missed would have been Mustafi at the back. Obviously, Per Mertesacker did a brilliant job at the back within the first half itself and at some point during the second half. But eventually his legs caught up with him. He could not keep up with the pace of the game. It did last until later on into the game, but Rob Holding obviously came on. And again, at that point, we hadn't conceded the second goal, but we couldn't hold on to the 3 points from the position we were in up to the 70th minute. So what do you guys think? What is your verdict on this particular game? I'm not even going to bother looking at other individual players. In terms of our player ratings, I just want to move on to the next game. So as it stands, we lie in 6th in the table. If Newcastle win it tomorrow, they do have 10 points and they've got a positive goal difference of 1. We are on a positive goal difference of 2. So if Newcastle does win tomorrow, we will potentially be in 7th, which is not that bad, obviously, after 8 games. But we would have loved to be up with the big boys, especially the fact that United drew today, and as well as the fact that Chelsea lost. We would have been actually keeping pace with these teams. So again, as usual, guys, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you are watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do click the subscribe button. So once again, guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm out.